Welcome, knife fans. This is Jason again with Chef Knives to Go, and I'm doing a review of a fun little knife here. The knife that we're going to be looking at is the Yamashin Funayuki. Funayuki is I don't know, it could almost be classified as a mini Wagyoto. So folks who just don't feel like they get the best work out of a larger knife would enjoy a knife like this. Some people are intimidated by those big 210 and 270 millimeter chef knives and Wagyotos, and so this knife is basically smaller. It's got a steep edge, great steel, cool look to it, great character, and we'll show a patina, but it's just not as big, and so not every bigger is not better, gentlemen. So let's just take a look at this knife and we'll go over there. So this is the package that it will come in when you order it from Chef Knives to Go. 165 millimeters long. It comes in the Ferrobright packaging, so to resist against patinas and things of that nature. And then here's the knife. It's actually quite a nice looking knife. The blade is made of white number 1. It's a nice little blade. It will oxidize as time goes on, but the neat thing about this blade is that it has a thin lacquer on it, which means that it was placed there on purpose so that you'll get quite a number of uses before it will start to form a patina. Excuse me, but it is a carbon knife, so you will need to take care with it. And when we talk about care, I mean basically almost the same care you'd have with all of your knives. Meaning that, when you're done with it, you don't put it in the dishwasher, you wash it by hand, you use mild soap, you don't, you wipe it off clean. You want to make sure, especially after you use onions, things like that, you want to just wipe it off pretty quickly when you're done. So, nice little knife. I haven't had a lot of time to work with it, but I will today. So let's do some measurements with it. Let's do a weight measurement on it. See how heavy or light it is, depending on how you're feeling. So we have it tear out. We're at 4.2 ounces. So as light as any knife that I've worked with is or has been. Let's take a look at the thinness of the blade. Let's tear out. Alright, let's look at the heel and see what we're working with. Right at the base of the heel, we're looking at 2.84 millimeters. And then let's bring it down to an inch. It's probably going to be right at 1. A little heavier. So 1.56. I'm sorry, I'm not even in the camera here. 1.56 is where we're at, and then I'll show you just so you know I'm not lying to you. Where we're at for the heel, we're at about 2.85, 2.87. So, let's see what else we can talk about the knife. The handle is it's an oval handle. It's made out of whole wood. You have your traditional ebony ferrule. If you want to take a look at the edge that we have here, we have a nice edge. Here we have the Japanese writing on here with the white number 1, and then it staggers, it has the different cladding that comes down. Let's take a look at the height. I have my pretty green ruler. We're looking at, right about 46 millimeters tall. And the edge is right around, says 165. And you know what? I'm reaching 165. So it is what it says it is. So some are a little less, some are a little more. But, this is, you guys seen my big fat hands, and so it's really light. I'm used to heavier knife, so it feels a little awkward for me, but for a lot of cooks out there, it probably fits perfect. So let's take a couple products, work with a little bit, and so let's julienne some onions and see how it does. Nice thin, going through pretty easy. Got a nice thin. So, there we go. Let's do a couple dices. Got my little bowl here. My wife will be happy when she gets home. She won't have to do any cutting. Not that I believe that she should be the one cooking, but I'll be at work. So I just want to make sure I have that little qualifier out there. Don't want to get in trouble by the ladies. Let's do a couple dice with it. So I mean, goes through relatively with ease. Nice little dice, nice uniform product. Let's take some carrots. See how we do with the carrots. We don't need that. Let's do some oblique cuts. It goes to the carrots real easy. So this is great for doing your roasting and things like that. You want to keep uniform cuts and keep them cooked. So, goes through our carrots quite well. As you would expect. I mean, the tough thing that we have here for Chef Nice to go and we do these reviews is that we don't come across a bad knife. And if it's a bad knife, we're probably not going to review it. And the reason why we're not reviewing it is because it's not on our site. Let's just do some we'll do some little so I mean, you can see we're getting some nice thin little discs here. Cuts through relatively easy, not an issue whatsoever. I don't know if we necessarily need to do matchsticks. You know what, I'm not going to. I mean, most of our home cooks who would probably be the ones who are going to enjoy this knife are not going to be doing, Brenoiring, making matchsticks and Brenoiring, but let's, we can do a little small dice with the celery and see where we're at. Do a little tip work. Goes through really easy. I don't really need that. It's been a while since I've used this cutting board. I normally use the ones at work, and when you work with a sharp knife, it digs in and it stops on a wooden, nice wooden cutting board, and that's what I'm having here. So it's a little awkward. I'm used to it coming through and rolling with me when I'm doing my rocks. But I mean, you can see here. I mean, we're not going to have any issues here. I mean, it's just a nice all-around knife. I mean, I hope you can see yourself, getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner, and your family's looking around and saying, "Wow, where'd you get a nice little knife from?" hopefully that's a little plug for you to say, oh, chef knives, you gotta check it out. I got a awesome deal on it, and I don't know, it just adds a little bit more character. I go to people's kitchens, and I once you start jumping on the knife bandwagon, the first thing you notice when you walk into a kitchen, you want to look at their knives, and you'll see here and there, you'll see folks who'll invest a little money that they got, maybe on a wedding gift, something like that, on their Wolfstoff or something like that. But a lot of folks just don't know about the neat little Japanese knives that are out there. And so this is a great gift for someone who just hasn't been introduced to, Japanese knives. So let's do some. We'll do a couple of just. So going through relatively easy. Let's do some bias cuts. So we're going through. So we've got some nice little cuts here. Miss a little bit here, but it's minuscule, and then when you break them apart, it goes up pretty well. So. And this little pretty little garnish that you put, on a soup or mashed potatoes, twice baked, something like that. Just an all-around nice knife, not intimidating, at a price point that is as reasonable as you can get. You're going to pay more for a midline Wolfstoff than you will for this Yamashin, and you're going to get a lot more oohs and ahs, and just all around, just a really cool knife, as affordable as you can be. I couldn't recommend it more, especially for our home chefs, home cooks, as a gift for a loved one. This is a steal. And check out the website for pricing. Welcome back. It's been a while since I've done another knife video, and it feels great to have a new knife in my hand. So white number 1, carbon. This should be your first Japanese knife to put into your toolkit. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp.